Welcome back to Cox Forum. In this segment, we are continuing our look at Measure A, which is coming up on the March 8th ballot for the voters of San Clemente. They'll be deciding what will happen to the Playa del Norte project. And we have with us during this segment Tom Barnes. He is representing the North Beach Green Alternative, opponents of Measure A. Welcome to the program. First of all, why should people vote against Measure A?
Well, Measure A basically is an attempt to sell beach parking. There's a beach parking lot known as the Triangle, and it's been there since 1980. And what the city is trying to do is sell it to a developer to put a commercial building on it. And those of us who oppose the sale of this beach parking lot believe that we should defeat Measure A. You know, no city ever sells beach parking. Cities try to acquire beach parking. And the parking triangle is essential to our beach area there. It links the beach, the trail, the Metrolink, the Ole Hansen Beach Club, center point of the Pacific Coast Bike Route. So there's a lot of good things about this parking triangle. And we don't think that this lab building, the lab development, which should go on public land. If they want to build this lab development and they want to put it on private land, we have no objection to that. They could put it on, there's a number of spots that it could be put, but not on our own beach parking lot, our close-in parking.
Now, the people who are in favor of Measure A say that parking is provided with this project, at least as much parking as is currently available on the Triangle.
Well, the parking they're referring to, because when you take away 107 parking spaces, you can't recreate land. And the land they're recreating is up Pico. And one of the lots that they're talking about replacing the parking is the city yard that they've renamed the Pico lot, and that's a half a mile away. And it's a half a mile. When you're walking back from the beach, you're going to be walking uphill for that half a mile. It's a long ways away. And to label a lot a half a mile away beach parking, I think, is disingenuous.
Now, your website is North Beach...
North Beach Green Alternative. I know it's a mouthful, but...
You've got some pictures on there that you've brought here tonight. We want to take a quick look at those.
Thank you. Yeah, we'd like to...
Tell us what we're seeing here.
Well, this is what our plan is. What we would like to do is to take 33 of the spaces in the Triangle, 33 out of the 107, and expand the existing green area from the Ole Hansen Beach Club. So we'll have more of a flatter area, and it will become a true park. We're going to call it the Ole Hansen Beach Park. And then we also are going to replace those 33 spaces by building 45 spaces on what are called the ECR lots, or El Camino Real lots, that border El Camino Real and Deseca. So we'll actually have a plus 12 in parking, more parking. We'll have a nice center of a beach park that'll be perfect for a lot of the older folks. It'll be perfect where you'll have a flat area, people can come and throw a Frisbee. And then we're also going to have a beach cafe, but this will be very small in scale. It's only going to be maybe 800 to 1,000 feet, and it'll just be something simple, hamburgers, hot dogs, and ice cream, something along those lines. But we think that we have to get this in, because if we don't get this in, this land, the Triangle, will always be prey to some developer that will want to come in and develop it. But we think once we get the city to expand the Ole Hansen Beach Club green area into this area, then it can be saved.
Yeah, of course. As you know, the people who are in favor of A are saying, hey, look, the park looks nice, but there's no money to build this park. There's no plan to build a park. There's nothing official about that.
They've already spent more money on this lab development than what it would have cost to put the sod in. There's plenty of money for the parking, and that would have been the biggest expense for this park, to move the parking to the ECR lots. There's over $9 million in a parking fund. They're going to give $4.6 million of this to the lab. They could give some of this to the Ole Hansen Beach Club Park. That would provide the parking. The actual expense of making the park is minimal.
But just so people are clear, voting no doesn't bring you to the park. It just keeps the development from being built.
My job will begin on basically March 9th, because hopefully if we're victorious on March 8th, then I will try to, and my wife, who's the co-founder of the North Beach Green Alternative, will try to convince the city to go along with the idea of the beach park.
Well, why hasn't, I mean, this, as you mentioned before, this area has been a parking lot since 1980. Miramar Theater closed quite a while ago. Why hasn't this park proposal been brought forward before?
We have brought forward, the park proposal is not mine. It's Ricardo Nickel, a very noted local architect's idea. We run the website, but it's his plan. And we have brought it before the Planning Commission, and Ricardo's brought it before the City Council. they are so enamored with this, basically what they're trying to do with the lab, that they won't even look at it. So we need a no vote on March 8th, and if we get a no vote on March 8th, then we can bring forward our plan and really get some things. We believe that the park will start the revitalization process in North Beach, because there was a lot of misconceptions. A lot of people thought that this lab plan was to revitalize the Miramar. It has nothing to do with the Miramar. The Miramar is 2 blocks away. We think that the lab, if it goes in, it will actually harm the revitalization of the Miramar. The Miramar is owned by someone now who's willing to go through the process to start the revitalization. Former Councilman Wayne Eggleston's going to head a group to try to help to bring this about. So the Miramar is a non-issue. We think if we get the park in, then the Miramar, and then we can work on some of the other areas. When people talk about fixing North Beach, they're not talking about the parking triangle. The parking triangle is fine. It's nice, it's level, it's flat, it's landscaped, it's easy access to the beach. So the fact that there's been such an attack on the parking triangle, when it isn't the problem. When people talk about fixing North Beach, they talk about the Miramar, the lots, things of that nature. So there's vacant lots there, there's used car lots people don't like, some people don't like the 7-Eleven, there's a lot of other things, but it's not the parking triangle.
For people to get more information, again, your website?
NorthBeachGreenAlternative.com.
Okay, thanks so much for being with us, and when we come back, we'll be hearing from the folks who are